backups. I mean, all the way through the lineup. You know, we beat a great Florida team in here one year, 23-21, when they was ranked #1. They had a bunch of great receivers. LSU's had as many as 3 and 4 great receivers at a time. But as far as being just top to bottom, I see 4 or 5 guys that's definitely, you know, NFL type receivers, and going to be a tremendous challenge.
How did Jonathan do in his first start last Saturday?
Oh, he did well. You know, talking about Jonathan Mincy, he played well in spots, you know, and we all know that we can improve and get better. We know that, you know, South Carolina's a good football team. They had some good receivers, but we know that the talent level's picking up this week. You know, there's not no time to rest on what we just did, because these guys can really play matchups. I mean, who do you match up on who? I mean, they got Joe Adams, they got Wright. Both those guys can fly. I mean, you know, they're really, really good receivers. They got the Hamilton, get outside. It's a big clutch receiver, great third down and possession receiver, very athletic. They get the ball to him a lot, along with 80. They're tied in. And then you turn around and you look at Childs, that had a big game against us last year, sitting on the outside at the receiver. You know, and then you come in with the backups, you know, 1, 2, 19, all those young guys, they can really play. I mean, they're very athletic, very good football players. And the quarterback's having a great year. And so it's going to be interesting, and we all know that Bobby Petrino is going to mix it up. We know he's going to get the run going, you know, and that's one of his big deals, you know, and I've coached with him and against him, and we understand that. And so he's going to try to keep you off balance with things, and these guys are really good, so a tremendous challenge for us.
You feel good about Chris Davis's chances of being out there?
Well, I don't know, Phil. You know, I would love to say that we would have Chris, but that'll be one of those deals as the week goes. We'll see. But, you know, we're going to prepare just like South Carolina. If we don't have him, you know, it's like I told all of our guys, we're a young bunch anyway, you know. We don't even have a corner that's a senior. We got one guy in the secondary in the back end, Nico Thorpe. So we're basically a young unit, and what I've tried to tell them, I said, is exactly why you signed at Auburn. I mean, you know, it's an honor to play against guys of this caliber. It's going to test and see where you at, and so it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
You mentioned Tyler Wilson and the year he's having. What he did against you guys last year, you know, coming off the bench, was that kind of surprising to see him do so well? Yeah,
we knew of him. We knew, you know, everything that we had heard, and he showed it that day. I mean, you know, he comes in for another quarterback they had that was, you know, great quarterback. He gets hurt, and you're thinking, okay, you know. And he came in, and the whole idea was, hey, look, we know these great receivers, let's make this guy go the length of the field and show that he can do it. And he did. I mean, he did. So, you know, he's one of those guys, when given time, he can pick you apart. And he's making all the right reads right now. We noticed that several teams that tried to really go pressure him, and he shakes that off. I mean, he's a guy that's been hit a lot of times in the pocket, still delivers the football, still makes the right reads. So right now he's having one heck of a year.
Well, if you guys have pretty much taken Alshon Jeffrey out of it 2 straight games now, and what does that say about the guys doing that back there?
Well, you know, I hope to think that we can, you know, in this conference, you know, and we've played some great people in this conference, and, you know, on the way to a national championship last year, that we feel like that, you know, we've been tested, but these young guys, you know, have not been tested. So that was something, even though we played Alshon last year, it was with some different guys with the exception of T. Bell. So, but he's a big, strong receiver, as you saw. Once you let him down the field and the ball's thrown up, I mean, he's got as good a chance of going and getting it as anybody, you know. These are going to be different type receivers. They're not going to be like body possession receivers where they get out in the field and you know, they're going to be fast, quick off the ball, so it's going to present a different set of problems, different set of matchup problems. But yeah, I mean, he's a bigger, stronger guy, and you can get your hands on a guy like that a little sometimes easier than you can some of these other type receivers. And the type receivers Arkansas has got, it's going to be hard to get your hands on.
What is it about Petrino's offense that's different?
Well, it's all a pro-style offense, but Bobby, if he finds a weakness, and that's what I've told our guys. I mean, I coached with him, and if he finds a weakness, I mean, he's fixing to exploit it, and he's not coming off of it, and he dwells on that. Same thing with running the football. If he finds a weakness that you have on that side, he'll attack that weakness, and he won't let up. And he knows how to stretch you vertically as well as horizontally. He understands if you're in man defense what he wants to dial up to beat you. He understands all zones. In fact, you sit up here with him at night a lot of times and watch him how he broke down defenses that he was playing and watched, and he's just very good at what he does.
It seems like since Chris has been out, you kind of moved Jermaine into the nickel and had T-Bell out at the corner. Is that because of Chris's injury? Or you feel like Jermaine's more, I guess, or you feel like T-Bell's more better utilized at that corner than at the nickel, or kind of what's?
Well, we've tried to keep it where I've got 2 or 3 nickels working along with some other things that we're doing, and a lot of it's matchup. Jermaine, even though he's young, very, very smart. He's caught on very quick, and his body type is a little different than T-Bell. So, certain matchups gives him an advantage over T-Bell just because of, the way his body is built and a little stronger, built kid. Where T-Bell, sometimes the matchups might be better against someone else because of the athletic ability that they have. So, we just try to get the right matchups there. But also with T-Bell, with Chris Davis's injury, moving him back to the corner position, which is, where I had him last year, he seems to play better out there, and I can coach more of a fundamental game with him out there. So his fundamentals in the last week or 2 has really gotten better just by constant repetition out there. So, we'll look at the matchups where they have receivers and things, and if we run, the nickel in the game, we'll have some different things where maybe there'll be some different matchups between the 2.